Happy Aloha Friday, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of My Ties at Sunset. It's going to be a zippity-doo-dah, It's a Small World sort of Disney compilation. I just got back from 8 days of Disney in Florida and was able to hang out with our previous special guest, Amy. We did a special video for Mai, but we were not able to record because of the intensity that Amy goes at Disney. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but here we go.
Aloha, I'm Mai. Happy Aloha Friday. Happy weekend. I set the intention that we are going to share a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and healing. And Ty, you have been at Disney World with Amy. I'm so jealous, and I can't wait to hear about all the amazing things that you did. So everybody who loves Disney and loves to go on these amazing vacations, my brother just came back too. He did Disneyland in California. So hearing him talk about it, and now I know I'm going to hear you talk about it, it's going to make me really want to go. I'm ready.
Another thing is we want to share a lot of tips too. And then it would be good for somebody who hasn't been for a while to kind of give feedback and ask questions, because Disney World has changed and so has Disneyland since COVID. Right now there's no max capacities for the parks. You have to make a reservation beforehand. I always have this plan. The day we arrive, we go to Disney Springs, which is open to everybody. There is no limits. There's no rides or anything there. It's all shopping. It's all food. Very fun. Lots of walking. We got there earlier in the morning, and a lot of people have been very concerned about transportation from the airport. And I will say the best thing I've ever done is get an execu car. Khalid was our driver. He's like one of the main drivers there in Orlando. He was really great. I've used this service before. They're all in the major cities. They show up, they meet you in baggage claim. You get either into a big SUV that can fit like 8 or 9 people, or you get in a limo, whichever one they have. Since I had quite a bit of luggage, we went ahead and ordered the car. He met us in the baggage claim area, took us straight to our resort. Everything was smooth. We then took a shuttle over to Disney Springs, and like I said, Disney Springs is all food and shopping, and we did all of that, and we ate burgers, which were really good burgers there. And we went to the resort, so we stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani Village. So Kidani Village is the Disney Vacation Club only part of Animal Kingdom Lodge. So Jambo House is like where the regular people stay. In Kidani Village, you have a suite or a villa that overlooks like sort of the safari. You get to see giraffes, ostriches, wildebeests, antelope. Every morning, like some different animal is like eating right in front of your hotel room because they put food out so that they, you can view them. So it was really nice. We had a huge balcony that stretched 2 rooms. It was really fun to stay there. But after Disney Springs, we met up with Amy at Disney Springs, and we had Morimoto's for dinner for my birthday. It was good. The next day, I went to Magic Kingdom, met Amy early in the morning. We went to be our guest. Amy and her daughter, G, go to Disney like at least 2 to 3 times a month. So they know where everything is. They know where to go first. But Amy had us running at some points because she just knew everything we wanted to do. So we got there at rope drop. By 10 o'clock, we had ridden Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Space Mountain twice, Splash Mountain, It's a Small World, Carousel of Progress. Like, we were just running to every ride. And because she knew the park, she was taking us directly where we needed to go. For those of you going to Disney, they have changed everything. So what they have enacted is GENIE Plus, individual lightning lane, and a virtual queue. So every morning, if you're staying on property and you're gold, 7 a.m., so 6:58 every morning, I would get on the app. I would buy us GENIE Plus. Like, you can buy GENIE Plus at midnight, the day of.
Okay, tell me what GENIE Plus is.
GENIE Plus is basically you can continue to book rides throughout the day, but they do sell out or they fill up.
Is GENIE Plus free?
GENIE Plus is not free. It's $15 per person per day.
For the whole day, for all the rides, though?
Not all the rides. So the most popular rides, you have to buy an individual lightning lane, which is the fast pass lane, but you're guaranteed a time that you select. So individual lightning lanes, you buy individually, and the price is based on the popularity of the ride. So at Magic Kingdom, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was $12 per person. The newest ride is Guardians of the Galaxy. That is $18 per person.
Wow.
So on top of the $15,
on top of the $15,
you spend another $18 to get a guaranteed time.
Okay.
Because they have a virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy. So Magic Kingdom was great the first day. We did a lot of the rides that we wanted to do. We were exhausted already. Like, when you walk the parks, you walk a good 10 miles a day.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So the next day, my mom has joined us now, and she doesn't walk as fast, right? So Amy takes us in the truck, and she parks. And I see like a line of wheelchairs, right? So they have different variations. They have a maroon one that says in park only. They have like a regular looking one with like a little flap that has like a name in it. And then they have one with a bar on the top of it. And I'm like, all right, let me just grab one of the ones that looks normal. It doesn't have a lot of writing on it. So I grab it and my mom gets in it and we start booking it, right? Through Magic Kingdom. We have rides to ride. We have to do like Cinderella's castle for lunch. And then we have a nighttime fireworks spectacular. We go through some rides and everything. Genie Plus, we did not buy it for that day because my mom is not a big roller coaster fan. And the previous day we had knocked out every ride that we wanted to ride. So we took it easy. We like waited in line. And the most we had to wait was 15 minutes because my mom was in a wheelchair. Disney has a disability pass that you can apply for before you go. And you have to give them like all of your documentation from your doctor and do all these things so you can skip lines. You can go straight to the exit. They'll put you at the front. My mom didn't do that, like, or anything like that. She's just not a walker, right, anymore. She's not as young as she used to be. But there's certain rides like It's a Small World and Winnie the Pooh and like things like that are very much like disability friendly. So they gave us a time to come back and they were like, just come back at this time. We'll put you on. So It's a Small World. I have a video. We're actually sitting in a private boat. Because my mom sat in a wheelchair on that boat. It's specifically designed for that. And so we had our own private boat through It's a Small World. So I took video of that. And so there's like little tips, right? So you get a free wheelchair, which most of the time, we would have done that. We would have rented a pushing wheelchair. So at Disney, you can rent like electric scooters for the day. There's lots of companies that are vetted through Disney. They'll bring you a scooter and they'll pick it up. They'll drop it off. They'll do all the things for you. You just have to charge it every day, right? Like electrically charge it. Or they'll bring you wheelchairs. And we magically found a wheelchair. I put my name on a little tag, our last name, and we were able to use it. And we saved ourselves $60 plus tax for the whole week.
Wow.
So
so what were the other variations of wheelchairs? Did you find out?
Yeah.
The bar, the maroon.
So the bar one actually has like a tracker on it and it won't like allow you to take it on like the monorail or things because it actually has like a bar that sticks straight up. So it has a height limit.
Okay.
The maroon one is actually for in-park only. So you can't take it off the property to go to your hotel. Okay. But the one that I had, it just said Magic Kingdom on it, meaning that wheelchair originated from Magic Kingdom, but you can take it everywhere else. So the interesting thing is you pay $100 deposit for these wheelchairs. Mm-hmm. So somebody just left theirs. And a lot of people left theirs in the parking lot because they didn't want to return it, which would give you back your $100 deposit. So a lot of people were giving up their $100 deposits for these wheelchairs. So I just picked one up and we did use it. And that's a small tip. Like there are wheelchairs.
Did you return it for the $100 deposit?
We did not return it for them because it wouldn't go to us, right? Because it's not registered to us. But we did use it for the rest of the week and other people were doing the same thing. Nobody was mad. Nobody questioned where the wheelchair came from. Like they were just like, cool. Like, but Disney's like friendly like that. Mm-hmm. They provide you wheelchairs for you to take back because from the parking lot to the front entrance is a good mile and a half. So if you're taking that wheelchair to the front, you're doing them a favor by like returning it. So I think that's why they leave them there, which is fine, So I think it's just a little tip. Like if you need a wheelchair, there's some in the parking lot. You might be able to find some, but there are opportunities to rent one. And I only say this because some of our listeners, it's hard to walk there. It's hot. The concrete's hot. It's exhausting for older people. And I saw a lot of older people struggling with the heat and the length of walking and all that stuff. Like they were stopping.
In Florida.
Yeah. And there's no shade.
First humidity.
There is not shade in certain parks. Epcot has limited shade. Hollywood Studios has limited shade. The only one that's really shady is Animal Kingdom because you have all the trees and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we did that. We did Magic Kingdom. We did the fireworks spectacular. It's different now. It's not happily ever after. Now it's like a 50th celebration. We did the treats and seats dessert spectacular. So we had unlimited alcohol and desserts, and we sat there right by the lake in Tomorrowland watching the fireworks. It was great. The next day we went to Animal Kingdom. It was my birthday. I had a really great time. I was able to do everything. Avatar, the ride, it's a flight of passage. Excellent ride. We rode it twice because we had a individual lightning lane and we did rope drop. So you are able to ride it twice. And then we went to the safaris because we had a Genie Plus pass to that after Flight of Passage. And we got to see so many animals. So if you want to see a lot of animals, go on the safari earlier in the morning.
Early in the morning, probably when they're like just being fed and they're out stretching in the sun. Yeah. Before they get all lazy and tired and hide in the shade.
It was the most animals I've seen in a hot minute. And then we went to Festival of the Lion King, which is a kind of a shorter version of the Lion King musical. And again, because my mom was in a wheelchair, we got front row seats. They have a separate line for those with wheelchairs, and I suggest you take that line.
And were you guys staying like opening to closing?
Sometimes, not all the time. We did have a lot of rest in between because we had reservations separate from the parks in some of the places. Just because, so there's other places to try and eat and things.
It was better outside of the parks.
Yeah, some of the places are better outside the parks. So Animal Kingdom was great. We had dinner. Okay, we went back to Disney Springs and we went to Wine Bar George. Excellent restaurant. Loved everything about it. Charcuterie boards, massive wine list. I had a great salad. It was a peach summer salad.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. It was like with a peach vinaigrette. It was really delicious. Wednesday, we went to Epcot. So Epcot, always in September to October, they're always celebrating their food and wine festival. Very exciting. Yummy foods. I mean, the first kiosk you get in the World Showcase is Hawaii. And they have spam musubi. They had a Kahlua pork slider. They had a few like different things. Oh, they have they have a passion fruit cheesecake. So good, so good. So good.
Lily Koi is delicious. Good.
So back to Epcot. That morning I was freaking out because I wanted to get on Guardians of the Galaxy. I wanted to ride like Test Track. I wanted to get on, we wanted to eat at Space 220, which is like a brand new restaurant where I have a video of us coming down from space. But when you go up, you actually like shoot up into, you pretend to take an elevator and it shoots up into the space station. Their food is excellent. Their drinks are very exotic. I have a video of a cotton candy martini. And so that was really fun. I would say like it's a prefix meal, $55 for lunch, $79 per person for dinner.
Okay.
And that does not include gratuity or drinks or anything. So just be prepared for that. But there are opportunities for same day reservations. So don't despair.
Okay.
So Guardians of the Galaxy, brand new ride. It's on the left side of the park. It's on the Discovery side of the park. Best roller coaster I've ever been on in my life. Like 10 out of 10. Rode it 4 times in 2 days. Highly recommend that. My mom even said next time she'll ride it because she just wants to experience it. It's an intense ride, but it's very fun. So still at Epcot, we went on Test Track. We went on Living with the Land. Soarin', which is the one that's equivalent to the one in California.
I love Soarin'. I've been on that one.
This one's soaring around the world. The other one is like soaring around the United States over in California Adventure.
Yes. But that one wasn't popular and it was air conditioned. And when it's so hot, it was just really easy to get in there and go sit and air conditioning and fly around with the 3D movie. It was great.
It's a fun one because they also like spray smells too. So you can smell stuff.
They do.
Yeah.
I felt refreshed after coming out of that ride.
It is the best seats are the first row of flight modules because you don't see people's feet.
Oh yeah, that kind of ruins the effect.
It ruins the aesthetic, but it was a good ride. Also with the wheelchair, like we were able to stand in a different line so my mom had easy access to get on the thing and it was less of a wait.
Nice.
The wheelchair helps. I mean, if you have somebody who can push you up and down a hill, like it was work though.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong. It was hard to get into the Soarin' building because it was like a vertical ramp. And I was like, I am dying here.
Oh, so a wheelchair, like electric assist would have been a good rental.
Yes.
But you did get a workout on your vacation.
Total workout.
Made eating everything guilt-free.
Absolutely. I was like, I do not care what I mean. I actually didn't eat as many sweets as I wanted to. Like, we didn't eat as much as we usually do. So I was like, what's happening? But I think it was because I was hot. But the weather was really nice. It was like 60s during the morning. It was actually a little chilly at night because it would be blowing wind. And the hurricane really cleaned out the air too. So it was just very fresh when we were there. Wednesday night, we went to Sanaa. And that was it's at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani Village, where we were staying. That was the best meal I had all week. The very first thing is we got a bread flight, like a naan flight. And they bring all different kinds of like different naan breads, and they bring you 9 different sauces to try it with. And Disney tip, you can ask the server to bring you the extra hot one, which was so hot, but it was so good. We ate the crap out of that naan bread. And then I had the butter chicken with the lentils. Excellent. My mom had the fish. Y'all, if you guys like fish, one of the best fish I've ever had. I had a little bite of it and I was like, this is hella good. Oh, by the way, because it was like my birthday and I wore the birthday pin, I got free dessert everywhere we went. It was like cupcakes or like a little special cake on top of the dessert that I ordered. So just another pro tip, if you're celebrating anything, get a pin. It's a button. It's free. They have all different ones like first visit. They've got anniversary. They've got celebrating like whatever or birthday one. But if you wear it, they'll bring you something extra. And they always ask, are you celebrating something special? And if you say yes, they will bring you a free dessert. So here's another Disney tip. Military members get a memory maker photo pass, meaning all your photos that you take on rides or you have a cast member take your photos is $98 for your entire stay. Normally, it's $199 plus tax. And you just have to visit your guest services at the parks. So make sure the first thing you do, or the third or fourth thing you do, is go get that photo pass so you can have pictures of yourself. And I've got great photos to share with you. On the Tower of Terror ride, it actually is a video of our reactions when we get to the top before we drop 13 stories. And just the video alone is hilarious. I don't know what I'm doing. I think at one point, like my hands are like doing this because I don't know like what I should do with my hands. I've never sat in the middle of the elevator before, so I had nothing to hold on to. And the girl next to me took the only bar in between us. And I was like, I might hold your hand going down. She's like, I don't know what to hold on to. So in the video and in the picture, I'm like loose with my hands because I don't know, but this is what I look like going down because my hands don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands.
They're just in the air.
They're just here and they're like spirit fingers, and it's the funniest.
You're supposed to raise your hands up.
Yeah, well, I couldn't get them up in time for the picture because my lanyard with all my pins on it was like this because I'm getting dropped, right? So I'm like trying to hold it down but put my hands up, and it's stupid as looking thing. I look stupid, but I don't care. Okay,
when I went on the Tower of Terror, I was nervous going in that ride. And I remember feeling anxiety all the way until the line. And then when I was I was like nervous sitting in that seat. But as soon as we started dropping, I was having the best time. And I was having so much fun on that ride. I was like, why didn't I go on this sooner? This is like one of the funnest rides ever. It was absolutely great.
My mom feels the same way.
I had the best time.
My mom feels the same way. The pro tip for this ride is if you're afraid like of your stomach like feeling like funky, is to actually lock your feet at the bottom in the seat in front of you. So you're like pushing your feet, because when you come up off your seat, it's almost like you're just standing up. You know what I mean? Because your feet are locked in. So that's the pro tip for that one. If you are so nervous, lock your feet in because you won't be flying up and down. Some people's legs were like coming up to their face.
Oh, I know I did. I was having so much fun. I wanted to fly. I wanted to really feel that anti-gravity moment because you get to float for just a moment and then you drop.
No, it's a great ride. I highly recommend that ride. I love that ride. So since we've skipped over to Hollywood Studios, Rocket Roller Coaster, if you don't put your head back and you sit up straight, you get jostled, right? And your ears get hit. My earring punctured the back of my head, and I was bleeding on the way out of that ride the first time.
Oh, okay.
So pro tip, sit up straight, lean your head back. And if you can, take your earrings out. It hurt.
Yeah.
Like I still have like a puncture wound in the back. But I was like bleeding down my neck. And I was like, oh my God, I've never ever had an injury on a roller coaster. But lo and behold, I cleaned it up and we went again. So it was good. I forgot to tell you, like, on Guardians of the Galaxy, because it whipped us around the first time so hard, my lanyard, so it's connected and Velcro at the bottom, the Velcro undid and, like, it was flapping behind me. And my magic bands, mine fell off in the middle of the ride, and I saw it floating in the air, and I was like, I'm so glad I grabbed it, because that you can use that to get in your hotel room. You have to use it to get in the parks. You use it for all the interactive games you can play, and you can pay for shit in the park. So kind of important.
Wow. Okay. So you can't lose that.
No, you can't lose it. So because Disney World is celebrating its 50th anniversary, actually the Disney Play app is something to distract you in the park while you wait in line. We did the Find the Fabulous 50, right? So like in every park there's certain golden statues that you have to bring your magic band and like wave it around for it to interact with you. So pro tip, take it off and hold it at a distance with the inside facing the statue, because that's how you get them to interact. It was such a pain in the ass.
But worth it. You got all 50?
Got all 50. There's a lot of other games you can play with throughout the park. The most interactive is Star Wars, the Star Wars area.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can do bounty hunter stuff. You can do like hacking, like different puzzles and things like that, because it's the Resistance versus the First Order. So you're trying to like win some more puzzles for your faction, whatever, which dark or light side. But I was playing the dark side, and unfortunately there was more people playing the light side, so the dark side didn't win.
When you do these games successfully, do you win anything? Extra points? Anything? No. It's just a distraction.
Yeah, it's a distraction.
Instead of waiting in line.
Yeah, and it's very busy because, you know, Rise of the Resistance, that's that new Star Wars ride. It's been out for like a year and a half, but it was a long ride. It had to be at least a little bit more than 3 minutes long. It was so much fun. I have more to say about that, because I did the lightsaber building experience too.
My brother did that one too.
Because I feel like no matter how much I try to go on the dark side, it will not let me.
Okay. I have video, I think, of the lightsabers playing. I was playing with them. They're heavy.
Yeah, they are very heavy. So far I have 2, and it's a video of that. So we went to the Polynesian resort. I actually did a little hula.
Did you get some Dole Whip?
I did not, because I don't like Dole Whip.
What?
I don't like the pineapple
we drove all
ice
the way out
cream.
to North Shore for you to get Dole Whip.
Yeah, it's vanilla ice cream with pineapple chunks on top. I don't like the pineapple ice cream. It's too tart. It's too tart.
But you have to have it with the vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, it's so good with the vanilla ice cream, and then you put fresh pineapple on top. Oh my God.
I could not believe how long that line was, by the way, when I went there. I was like, and
it's
I
ugly.
was with my child, and they're like, let's go. And I'm like, no, we have that at home. We're not going to stand in this line.
That's hilarious. You have to go there early. Epcot was 2 days, and the reason why I did it for 2 days is because there's a lot of brand new rides and very like high volume rides that have to be done. So I gave ourselves like plenty of time. So I split the park in half from left to right. So on the left side, we did like Guardians of the Galaxy. We did all the space sort of ones. And we did Frozen the next day, which is always like a high volume ride. And we did Remy's Kitchen. So it's the new Ratatouille ride that was really cute. And
Okay.
Magic Kingdom is always busy on Mondays. Apparently it's called Magic Kingdom Mondays.
Oh.
But like, I know that they're redoing Splash Mountain to be Tiana's adventure, you know, the Princess of the Frog.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really cool. And they're going to open a new restaurant for her and have gumbo and all that stuff. So I was like really excited. And I actually saw.
And beignets. That would be good.
And beignets. Yep. And they're making a Moana ride right in the middle. And it's going to be Tafiti right in the middle. Like it's going to be a water ride, but she's going to have her hands out. And so it's going to be really pretty, I think.
Okay.
They're building that now.
I feel like
expand.
They try to like shoot for summer. For the busiest time. I think summer might be the busiest time for Disney because that's when kids are out of school and the weather is the best. I think that I prefer to go in the off season when it's cooler and a little less busy.
Right now is cool. Like right now it was really nice and it's not as busy. And then after that, it's a little bit dead until Thanksgiving.
Then they have the holiday ones, which Halloween kicks it off, right? Then Thanksgiving and Christmas, and they have special decor and things for those holidays.
Yeah. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party goes from like September to October.
Oh, so it's already started.
It's already been going on. It's really fun. I've been a couple times.
Wait, before we go off topic, going back to off season, I mean, you literally arrived as the Hurricane Ian was leaving.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about going in the off season is that there's a lot more stormy weather, and that can actually close the park. And if you spent all this money to get there, it's kind of a bummer that, you know,
it's
you
a
can't
pain in the
go.
ass to get refunds.
Oh, yeah.
But we were lucky. I mean, literally Friday, they did a phased opening. They opened at 10. And then Saturday, they were back to full functioning. So, I mean, we were really lucky when we got there. It was like beautiful weather, not a lot of damage to the park.
Mm-hmm.
So, Friday, we rope dropped Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster. Then we rode the new ride, Mickey's Runaway Railroad. Then we went and spent 6 hours in Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge. My partner and I did the games. We tried to do bounty hunting. Then we rode Rise of the Resistance, one of the best rides I've ever been on. So that's in my top 3. Surprisingly, it had a drop in it that nobody was expecting. And I was not expecting it. So it kind of scared me a little bit because I was like, you know how like you know what's coming? You're like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
It had a drop and like I think I've never heard so many screams in my life. It wasn't me. So we did that and we did the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. I went and built a lightsaber. So at one point there was a special edition black kyber crystal.
Yeah.
That was available for you to find magically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you would buy like a little case with a kyber crystal. So kyber crystals are what legend says are the power source of a lightsaber, whether it's dark or light. And in the experience, you get to choose 4 different types of lightsabers. So there's one that's like Sith, and then there's 3 others that are like protection and defense. There's one like elemental. So I've already built one, but I wanted to build another one. I wanted to put my black kyber crystal that I found in it. So even though it's black, so the black one is significant because it's Sith, right? But the Mandalorian blade is actually a black kyber crystal.
Okay.
So that's why it's a black blade, right? But when you put this black crystal into this Disney build your lightsaber, it comes out red. So we're in it. I'm doing the event, like the whole thing. I chose a blue crystal because I like the blue color. So I built it. It was cool. I walk out, right? And I'm having this, something's wrong with like the parts. They're not fitting. So the girl like takes it and I said, hey, can you put the black one in there for me? She goes, sure. She puts the black one in, she turns it on and it's still blue.
Oh.
So I was like, oh my God, I wonder if something's wrong with my crystal, right? And they were like, well, you got it here. And I was like, yeah, I got it like a while ago. So they take it in the back, they fix it and everything. They say, oh, there's something wrong with like the chassis part of it, which, you know, has all the components and the chips and stuff. And they were like, we were back there and it was like, it was blue and we were so confused. It could have been a manufacturer issue, whatever. And my partner goes, see, you're trying to be Sith, but the blade knows you're a good person. Like you're good, right? Like you're on the light side. And I was like, shit, I've been trying to do everything to be on the dark side and no. Not allowed.
You know they lose in the movie franchise. They don't get to win.
They lose,
very
but
long.
they have way better costumes. Okay? Like leather, dark, angry. Like, I love all that. I had a great time this time around at Disney. It worked out well. So Saturday we had the travel day, but we ate at Ohana's breakfast, and it's basically an all-you-can-eat. They feature Mickey, Pluto, Lilo, and Stitch. So, of course, I gotta go.
Is it similar to what you might experience out here at the their resort, the Disney Aulani Resort?
A little bit. I would say this is a little bit more interactive than Aulani, but because I've done Aulani too, and I like it. And they are redoing the Polynesian Resort, so that's going to be even more fun because they're going to try to make it more like Aulani.
Okay.
Because the Polynesian Resort, it's a little bit outdated to call it a Polynesian resort, right?
Yeah.
Because back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, everybody loved the Hawaiian thing, but they would use like a lot of tiki torches, tiki figures, and that's cultural appropriation now. So they're going to change it up and make it more modern, more like Aulani, very open, big, a lot of different elements from different islands. So I'm like really excited about that, and I might want to stay there next time.
But if you want to come to Hawaii and try one of the oldest or one of the last surviving tiki bars, La Mariana, which they did feature in the Magnum PI.
Hawaii Five-O and Hawaii Five-O.
Oh, Hawaii Five-O went there too.
I saw a Hawaii Five-O episode and I forgot the name of La Mariana,
La
right?
Mariana, yeah.
I forgot the name of it, but I remember the silly, like, AstroTurf, like, fake grass on the stage. And I was like, oh my God, I know this bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's zero parking. It's kind of in a terrible part of industrial on the harbor. There is a yacht club right across.
So crazy.
It's absolutely adorable. It's kitschy. It's but absolutely fun. And the food's actually really pretty decent for the price.
It is pretty decent. I will say it's pretty decent.
And they make a good Mai Tai.
They make a good Mai Tai, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that wraps it up for Disney.
Okay.
If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out.
Comment on the YouTube video.
Comment on the video if you have questions. But I have a lot of tips and tricks. Like, I am a Disney pro, and I would love to help people. I actually help people on the trip. Your individual lightning lanes are always taken first. So if you have individual lightning lane and a virtual queue that crosses over one another for the same ride, this is really only applicable to Guardians of the Galaxy at this time at Disney World. You would want to use your individual lightning lane first, and then your virtual queue is good all day long. Once they call your line number, you can use it anytime. So I could have used my individual lightning lane, which I scheduled for 12 to 1.
Yeah.
And then, like, even though my virtual queue line had already been called, I could have used it at, like, 8 o'clock at night. But they will always take your individual lightning lane first off your band.
Okay.
Pro tip.
Yeah.
So don't despair. Your virtual queue, if you miss it, don't worry. It's good all day long.
All right. So Disney's still awesome.
Disney's still awesome. The magic is not gone, y'all, but it has changed. A lot of the character meet and greets are gone. At Cinderella's castle, like, all the princesses used to, like, come around and take pictures with you. They don't do that anymore. You get one picture with Cinderella, and that is it. So
is there a line for that? Is there a virtual line kind of thing for that, or people just queuing up?
some of the characters you can lightning lane it.
Okay.
But for Cinderella's castle, you have to have a reservation to that restaurant, which is very hard to get, just like Space 220.
How far in advance can you make reservations for restaurants?
60 days, and it opens up at 4 a.m.
Okay.
Central Time.
All right. So let's catch up with Amy. You went to visit Amy. Amy, her house, everything was okay after the hurricane?
Yeah, they just lost power. Everything was fine. She's doing really good. Amy's just as busy as ever, solid as a rock, like working out every day, all the time. She is very, very buff.
She's a CrossFit girl.
Yeah, she's like thick. I'm like, damn. And she made me pick her up in a picture. I almost dropped her ass because I wasn't ready because she like jumped up.
Uh-huh.
You know, like somebody jumps up. I wasn't ready. I almost dropped her, but then I had to like deadlift her ass in the air. And I was like, good Lord. And then my partner had me like pick her up. And I was like, I am like back bending in all these pictures. I mean, they're not heavy, but damn, like they were solid women. Solid ass women. But yeah. It was something. It was definitely something. I'm not light either, so I'm not saying that they were like heavy or anything, but all right, I'm going to close this out.
No, wait, I have something to share.
What?
I got this. Taro
This sounds
bites.
gross.
Soft taro bites. This is what it looks like. I bought it and I thought it was weird. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to return it. This is literally the last one that I had to like make sure my children didn't eat it. So I'm going to give it another try.
Is it that good?
I just remember that it was very dry. So I have my water standing by.
Oh my God, I can't believe you have water standing by.
But that's
okay.
It's super cute. It's in this little.
It is cute.
It's a lot of packaging. It's purple because it's taro bite. A delicate layer of soft cake wrapped around a smooth taro center, topped with sesame seeds. Okay, I'm biting it.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like on the inside.
Okay.
It's very chewy and it's very dry.
You all right?
We get water. Made in Thailand. It's got like a lot of texture in there.
Yeah.
And it's very powdery. It's like they just compressed taro powder. It's interesting.
Now that we've been on your adventure. Well, hope you had a magical time with us reviewing Disney and the awesomeness that it is all about. Thanks again for joining us at My Ties at Sunset Disney Edition. Please check us out, mytiesatsunset.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our ever-growing YouTube channel. Yay.
Yay.
My for all that.
I know. I'm really grateful.
Sky, the friendly dog.
Yes, Sky.
And Kona. But yeah, be sure to check us out anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts.
And until we meet again, ahui ho.